So I went out and did a little more research on the Shemar Stewart situation and his contract dispute to see kind of what is the typical verbiage. So here it is. I got it laid out for you guys in 3 bullet points. So first off, under the NFL's collective bargaining agreement for first-round draft picks, rookies typically have standardized contracts that include a default clause. Now here's the thing. A typical default clause for a first-round pick would allow teams to void guaranteed money if the player engages in some kind of misconduct or they get in trouble with the law. Something happens that would allow the team to void the contract and void the money. But it doesn't void multiple years of the contract. It voids the year that the misconduct or the legal trouble occurs in. Now, here's why this is important. The Bengals' proposed default clause would void all remaining guaranteed money for the entirety of the rest of the contract if he engages in some kind of legal issue or some kind of misconduct that would validate the Bengals in voiding the contract. So this is not just 1 year like what is typically done under the CBA. So this is a huge, huge difference in the contract. Now, I know a lot of people are going to argue, well, if that's the case, Shemar, just don't do anything that puts you in legal trouble. Don't engage in misconduct that would put you at jeopardy of having your contract voided. That's obviously, to some extent, a fair argument. But at the same time, the agents are going to look at this and go, hey, this is something that is unprecedented. This is something that I was unable to confirm that it's never happened, but it appears that it is extremely rare, if not ever. It's very possible this has never happened before for the Bengals, especially. So these agents and probably the team of lawyers that they had looking over the contract, looking over the verbiage and all the clauses, they spot this and they go, no, we're not doing this. We're not setting a precedent that's going to allow the Bengals to do this for future reasons where they can go, hey, we've done this before. This is pretty standard. That's just stopping in its tracks. It's not happening. This can't be something they're allowed to do going forward. So they're going to want to stop it in its tracks right now. So I understand that vantage point from the agent's perspective saying, hey, we are jeopardizing our players' financial security for the future by allowing this to proceed and allowing kind of the precedent to expand. And as far as injuries go, I don't believe that this can get voided for injuries. I don't think that's what this is. I didn't read anything confirming that it absolutely can't have anything to do with injuries, but I also didn't read anything officially saying that it did have something to do with injuries. My understanding that this is more of an issue of misconduct or legal trouble that would cause the void, not injuries on the field. Maybe injuries off the field, like for instance, if they're playing pickup basketball or a skiing accident or something like that causes the injury. That might void the contract. That's pretty specific, I would assume, to what the verbiage in the contract says if it actually stipulates that. So there's some details I don't know, but from what I'm looking at, this is kind of laid out what's going on with this contract dispute.